Yeah, you know things are getting serious around here when I do this. I roll up my Persian carpets. I hate working on concrete. I like working on carpet, preferably wool, so it doesn't burn. But if you soak it with gasoline, it actually burns quite well. This is about as serious as it gets. I've cut out the front suspension pan, and it's looking a bit skeletonized. So you might be wondering, how do you know where to put things back? Well, luckily I have this measuring system, which is my own construction that I made many years ago. And I've recently added a laser level to it. And once it settles down, yeah, there you go. These lines are the zero plane of the car, and the car is perfectly level, which I do with these little scissor jacks. And the measuring system is parallel to the center line of the car, which I marked earlier. So it's pretty accurate. So curiously, the zero planes on an early 911 are directly below the battery box is one zero plane. And this bolt, this fender mounting bolt right there, that is the vertical zero plane. You'd be very tempted to think that the vertical zero plane would pass directly through the suspension bolt, which it gets very, very, very close to. But actually, it's 5.1 millimeters off. So something like a quarter of an inch, which is just, I don't know, it's kind of mind-boggling. Why didn't they choose the front suspension bolt for the vertical zero plane? I have no idea. But I had to think about that. But anyway, they've used this fender bolt, and that's fine with me. I really don't care. It doesn't matter where the zero planes are. So using this little system that I've rigged up here, what you can do is you can either measure using a ruler to different places, vertical, horizontal, using the factory drawings. Or you can move the whole mechanism, which has a millimeter tape measure on it, both for the vertical plane and the horizontal plane. And you can take this little laser cross scope and put it anywhere you want. Okay, I've moved it forward without changing the height, and as you can see, the zero plane catches the very lowest spot on this battery box. And using the battery box is not a good idea to find your zero plane. The way to do it is to use a known spot that has not been hit, and that is usually the lower mount of the front suspension lower A-arm. This is just 113 millimeters higher than that, and that is the zero plane. Everything is measured on a 911 from this plane. So, in theory, I could slide this device around the car if the floor was totally flat, and that would be the zero plane. And the floor is quite flat in here. I wouldn't trust it, all the way. But I remember when the guy was pouring it, he wanted to make a gradation towards the door, the garage door. They usually put a pitch, and I said no. I want the floor absolutely flat. Yeah, I did take the precaution of stabilizing this point here, because as you can see, there's really not very much left of that corner. Anyway, yeah, so we're moving along on this, and I have received also the sheet metal from Restoration Designs. I got a few big boxes that are already unpacked. I just got this box today, which I haven't even opened up yet. So I'll show you all the sheet metal that I've gotten in part 3. Alrighty, stay tuned.